There's one risk, though,
Yeah.
in showing up. I'm glad we got back around to this.
Okay, good.
Because if he crosses a line,
Right. Yeah, right.
he gets the Earl Thomas treatment.
Uh-huh.
Where you can cut a guy whose salary is guaranteed as long as you're cutting him for a reason other than skill, injury, or cap. And there's specific language in the CBA, in the termination form, personal conduct detrimental to the best interest of the team, something like that. That's what the Ravens did with Earl Thomas.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not you win the grievance is a different issue, but that's at least something you can cling to. And if you can bait Baker Mayfield into crossing a line, then maybe you can do it. But this is why I say the Browns is the Browns. If this is the strategy that Chief Strategy Officer Paul DePodesta has come up with, well, you know what? If he does, we have this big flow chart here on the wall. It's like the conspiracy Mike from Always Sunny with all the red lines drawn. Here's our flow chart. Baker Mayfield shows up. Then, okay, at some point, we know how he is. At some point, he's going to say something or do something. We're going to paper the file. Anytime he gives anyone a dirty look, anytime he says anything under his breath, anytime he says anything sarcastic, we're going to send a little note. We're going to build a file. We're going to build a record. And then we're going to cut him for conduct detrimental to the best interest of the team. We're not going to pay him. That's what we'll do. That's our leverage over him if he shows up and tries to jostle his way out from inside.
Right.
Again, why do you want to?
Exactly. It's scary to do that.
Why?
It's gambling. Exactly right.
It is completely the opposite of what you should be trying to do.
Exactly.
You should be trying to lay the foundation to win football games, not engage in this high-level $18.8 million battle with your former starting quarterback. No, that's why you can't win consistently. This is one of the fundamental reasons why the Browns is the Browns. They're so caught up in trying to emerge from this Baker Mayfield transaction with a victory that they're going to lose sight of the goal of
the
getting
victories on the
football field.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. You're right. I mean, it's not the type of thing, to your point there, even with Baker Mayfield, if they did show up and they start to build a file and they're trying to trick him or all that, it just goes against the culture of everything you tried to explain about a winning football team and, going in the right direction. And like what you explained about players trusting the coaches in the front office and the organization. If they see that stuff going down, again, they're always going to be players because there's only so much money to go around, but it won't be a place that's, hot for, players want to go here in free agency. Definitely not. They got a lot of issues there right now, and they have no one to blame but themselves. But I do know they are absolutely, and I want to say it loud and proud, they are absolutely effing over Baker Mayfield. I'll hold it back for Monday morning. It's a little too close to Mother's Day still. All right, but they are effing him over.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you. I'm trying to find a way where we can just kind of halfway say it under our breath.
Right.
Like I'm trying to do that with the S-bomb a little bit. You can kind of get away with it a little bit and say, I really didn't say it.
Yeah.
I really didn't say it. Again, first we would have to be called out for saying, and it hasn't happened yet. And even after the day that you drop the F-bomb and I say, well, this is where we take a break and come back and read off an apology we don't mean. Let's just not do that. We don't apologize.
Yeah,
Nobody ever said boo about that. So I don't know. Maybe,
no, I got away with it. I kept waiting for the boss.
Figure out how to ride the bike on our own. Maybe they want us to.
I was scared. I'm not going to lie. I was scared because then, I saw a little article written about it too. How I said it, right? Bad announcing or something, right? I said something about
awful
us.
announcing.
Announcing, and I was like, oh no, definitely.
You said it, and I said we're not sorry.
We're not sorry. That's why you're my guy right there. But I thought for sure, like, oh man, I'm gonna hear the boss. And the boss was in the building a few times last week, and he came up to me and he was kind of looking at me, and I was like, oh, here we go. He's gonna tell me to stop saying bad words on the show, and he never said it. So we got lucky. He was busy that week, I think, traveling and doing some different things. So I think we flew under the radar on that one.
I think at some point, silence is acceptance.
Yeah.
I think at some point.
Okay, good.
I think I'm trying to get you in trouble today.
I know. At
some point,
I know you
if
did.
they don't tell us to clean it up, they've just kind of gone along with it, right? So I don't know what that point is.
Yeah.
But at some point, we're just like, what the hell?
Hey. Welcome to Peacock.
It's not like this is some. It's not like this is some new development. I watch plenty of the offerings on Peacock. I hear plenty of salty and coarse language on the offerings on Peacock. And there's other stuff, too, that we don't have on this show that's on the offerings on Peacock. So, if we want to periodically or more often than that drop an S-bomb or an F-bomb, I think we should be allowed to.
I agree.
But anyway, let's go ahead and take a break.
All right.
And before we do take a break, let me just say this. Paul DePodesta, you want to come on and explain your strategy? You're more than welcome to. Andrew Barry, GM of the team, you want to come on and talk about it? Come on. Jimmy Haslam, you want to come on and talk about it? Come on down. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you're doing to Baker Mayfield. Make your case. Don't go hide. Don't go hide. We'll gladly give you space to tell us exactly why you're doing what you're doing. We'll listen. We won't be hostile. We'll be polite. But, I mean, my God, I don't know. There's nothing they can really say at this point. We know what they're doing.
So. Right.
We know what they're doing.
Right.
They got the two birds out of the bush, and they're choking the bird in the hand until they get exactly what they want. And they ain't going to get it. That's what's so weird about this. You're waiting for something to happen that happens once every 50 years, a non-contact, catastrophic quarterback injury that suddenly opens the door for a trade, assuming that team doesn't say, we're just going next man up. Because that's kind of what they do.
No, I know. And to add to your point there, this is great that you're bringing it up. There might be another guy that teams like with Jimmy Garoppolo being healthy there. While you're waiting, they might go, well, okay, we'll take Jimmy Garoppolo. We don't want him. There's another guy in the same boat where same team is hoping for the same scenario. That, to me, clouds the conversation there a little bit as well.
And lest we be accused of being pro-Baker Mayfield here, let's make this very obvious point. You got one guy with a history of his teammates loving him. You got another guy with a history of his teammates not really caring for him. So between Jimmy G and Baker, you're going to be more likely to gravitate toward Jimmy G. And then you maybe the 49ers cut you a better deal. That's the thing. It's not like the Eagles in 2016 when Teddy Bridgewater's knee implodes and they're just sitting on Sam Bradford, and they supposedly were planning to go forward with him as the starter that year with Carson Wentz as the backup. Oh, well, 1 of 4? Oh, you can take Sam Bradford. You got multiple teams now. I mean, Rick Spielman, the former GM of the Vikings, would have loved this situation after Teddy Bridgewater tore up his knee. We got 2. We can leverage them against each other. There's going to be a competition there between the 49ers and the Browns. So you're right. It's not like it's automatic. First, the team has to choose to go something other than next man up. Then they may take the other guy over your guy. So Browns, hey, look, Browns fans, don't get mad at us. We're advocating on your behalf.
We're actually trying to help them, yeah.
First of all, they bring a guy to town that's got 22 pending civil lawsuits without an expectation that he settled them before, like Stephen Ross had in Miami. For all of his flaws and faults,
yeah, that was right.
He wasn't touching Deshaun Watson until he settled those cases. Mm-hmm. So you bring the guy to town. Browns fans, you've got to deal with this now. You've got to deal with your family members and friends and other people that you know giving you a hard time. You have to carry around the distraction that comes and the embarrassment that comes from having a starting quarterback that's got these allegations of sexual misconduct during massage therapy sessions. I know they're not proven yet, but they're still there. You've got to deal with them as fans of the Browns. And now on top of all that, there's this other sideshow of what they're going to do with Baker Mayfield as they clumsily try to get a 4th-round pick or whatever the hell they think they're going to get. They're going to offload some of the salary and get something back in return. Browns, sorry, it ain't happening. It's just not happening. And even if you ultimately get what you want in late August or whenever, it doesn't undo the damage you're doing to the team now, the interest of the team now. Having this cloud continue to hover with the other clouds that you've welcomed by trading for Deshaun Watson. It's so obvious to me, and I think it should be obvious to a Browns fan.
I agree.
How much of this crap do you want us to deal with?
Yeah.
Let's just clear out the one that we can control. Let's release Baker Mayfield, deal with whatever the aftermath is, accept the fact that the $17.7 million we're going to have to pay him is a sunk cost for the Deshaun Watson transaction, and move on. And let's abandon this idea that, well, Deshaun Watson gets suspended the whole year. Maybe Baker Mayfield comes back and plays. He's not coming back and playing for you. Well, then he won't get his $18.8 million. You don't want to play that game. There's a way you can move the pieces on the chessboard and put him in checkmate. But while you do that, you are effing up your other interests. You may win against Baker Mayfield, but that victory does not show up in the standings. That victory does not get you into the playoffs, and that victory doesn't get you any closer to the one thing that you've never done, which is get to a Super Bowl. So So don't get so stupidly caught. See, well, this is Paul DePodesta justifying his existence. Paul, I'm chief strategy officer. I got to have a strategy for this. Sometimes your best strategy is no strategy. Just cut the cord and move on.
Agreed. Well said. I'm with you there. I mean, all the way. You're right. The benefits of winning this battle are not going to be worth the issues it's going to cause your franchise. And that's where you'd want to cut the cord 100%, Mike.
Congratulations, Browns. You win this stare down with Baker. You win. What did you win? Oh, we got a fourth round pick instead of a fifth round pick. Oh, we're only paying $9.7 million instead of $10.5 million. Big effing deal, because through it all, it is a distraction to your team that already has enough of them currently.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.